Hey, this is SashaComePlay coming to you from Purple Circle Arena. And in Purple Circle, our very first lesson is consent. It's really to me where everything begins. I wish it began very early on in childhood. For example, like I would love to never see again that parent being like, oh, go give your auntie a kiss. Oh, go give your uncle a hug. And that child's then forced to do a physical action that they may or may not want to do. So I would much prefer to be that auntie walking into the house that's like, hey, kiddo, do you want to greet me in some kind of way or just want to say hi? Oh, you just want to say hi today? Cool. Hi. And then we're done. No necessary physical contact simply because I'm deemed important by someone else in that child's life. Like, I think we got to earn our importance in people's hearts. So that includes children. So I really wish that consent came in right away as a young child. I think it would solve a lot of our problems. But that's not my point today. My point is that the very first distinction in the very first chapter of the curriculum of consent is taboo. So why would that be the very first one? Well, taboo is the first one because we got to address this elephant in the societal room of the world, which is that sex has been deemed taboo. Thus, we are no longer allowed to talk about it. Let me give you the definition of taboo. A social or religious custom prohibiting or forbidding discussion of a particular practice or forbidding association with a particular person, place, or thing. So not only does it mean you can't talk about sex, but it means anybody that does talk about sex is now also deemed taboo. Or if you're associated with somebody talking about sex, then you're now taboo as well. Welcome to the taboo club, everybody. This issue, if disappeared, could literally prevent sex trafficking, could literally prevent molestation, rape, things of that nature, because we would be informed to know, oh, that was coercion. Oh, this guy is trying to, force me to do something. Oh, I'm being manipulated. Oh, that wasn't consensual at all. They just completely took that from me. But because we don't have these concepts of consent, because it's all been taboo and deemed taboo and covered up, no one's allowed to say anything about it. So, there are statistics out there in the world, for example, that I think it's 1 in 4 women have been sexually assaulted or raped in their lives. 1 in 4, okay? But that's like, go Google it. But what's crazy is that the amount of reporting that occurs is only like 30 to 40% of people report. I think for men, it's like 1 in 5, I think, have been sexually assaulted, or 1 in 6. But again, the stats are even lower on reporting. So honestly, my theory is that how can we actually know how many people have been sexually traumatized in some way, because there's actually so little reporting, right? So if we were able to speak about consent and not have it be this taboo subject where now, oh, I'm now dirty or I'm now tainted because I was actually sexually assaulted, like, that is messed up, like messed up. Okay. So if we had consent from being a child, if our parents were like, hey, sex isn't taboo, it's a thing we all do, and we could totally talk about that whenever you're ready, we would all grow up in a really different culture. So that's what Purple Circle aims to do, is create a culture of consent. So I really hope that you will join the conversation. You can join us on Patreon. You can join us on my website. You can join us for an hourly chat, or you can actually join a Purple Circle. Follow us on Instagram, lots of ways. But don't you want to be a person out there in the world that is consensual rather than makes these mistakes? I'll tell you a story before I go. I made a mistake. So I was, I don't know, in my I don't know. I guess I was like in my mid 30s, honestly. And I was out with a bunch of friends. I made this connection with this woman. It was super juicy and cool. We had a great night together. We were camping and having all kinds of fun shenanigans. And then we all went back to her place that night. And she and I were cuddling in the bed. And then we were making out. And then I was like, oh, let's take this a step further. So I took her pants off and I started to kiss below the belt line. And she didn't move. She just kind of stopped moving. She didn't open her legs. She wasn't writhing around in passion. She was just kind of frozen there. And it took me a minute because I didn't know better and I'd never really had these conversations at that point to go, oh, there might be something wrong here. I'm not sure. So I finally realized it and I came back up to her face and I said, hey, are you okay? And she just said, no, I'm fine. And, whatever, we should probably get up. It's like getting dawny and I'm going to get up. And then she never talked to me again. And I got it from that action that I messed up with her. And, she didn't have the words. She went into some kind of like fawning, freezing, sympathetic nervous system response, like trauma response. And so she didn't have the tools or the voice to say like, yo, pause, I'm not ready for that. I don't want that. And I didn't have the wherewithal to know like quick enough that she wasn't actually into it. She wasn't ready for that. But neither one of us spoke it or had the tools to speak it. And this is what taboo causes. All of those grumpy, mistaken, oops moments that feel awful. So I'm ready to rid the world of oops moments and have things be in the light and in our ears. Are you?